Hey there, has this ever happened to you? If you work harder, maybe you could get a supervisor slash manager position, especially if it was from your said supervisor or manager. If you answered yes, that's you feeling the effects of the American dream, which, believe it or not, does technically apply here, given that it is the belief that you working hard enough means you will become successful. Granted, it's not as a prominent effect here, but it still is an effect nonetheless. However, this isn't always true. Most people who work these jobs rarely see the higher position that they are promised slash told about, or just it happens over a long period of time, usually around a decade of work to get there. However, something I find very interesting is the amount of people who still believe the American dream actually can happen or is obtainable, especially in today's economy. I mean, have you seen the stock market? Have you seen egg prices recently? Not cheap, I can tell you that much. But anyway, according to Britannica, yes, the Britannica.org, 46% of millennials, 52% of Gen Z, and 53% of Gen X believe that the American dream is obtainable nowadays. That is around half of each generation who believe that. I want you to think about that. Gen X is like in their 50s and 60s right now. Millennials are in their 40s latest with alcohol problems and student debt. Gen Z is just barely turning 20-ish at this point in time. And half of them think they can obtain power and wealth and whatnot and be successful in right now. Just let that sink in. Anyway, enough of my yapping about all of this and generations and whatnot. The point I'm trying to make is the American dream today does still affect us. It's just, it seems more subliminal than it used to be. Because back in the day, you could easily just find posters about living the American dream and whatever. Here's an image. But nowadays, there's nothing like that, and now it's more subtle and subliminal. It's like your manager is telling you maybe one day, if you work hard enough, you can take my position and all that stuff, like I mentioned earlier. But with that being said, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.